Well, hello and a warm welcome to the Sound of Silence with myself, DrumPIPO. And you know, when you see me, it's going to be amazing. This time around, I'm hanging out with one of my favorite artists in the industry. She has won awards, talk about featuring on the big names and stuff like that. She's all over the place actually at this moment, and it's going to be amazing on the show. You don't want to miss out on any of this. If you're new to this show, please hit that link up there. It will take you to our previous show so you can catch up on whatever we have been doing here so far. Also, consider subscribing and don't forget to hit the bell so you get all the future notification of our upcoming shows. This show is made possible by DrumPIPO Music, a music production and a film company based right here in Ferry Glen, Pretoria East, and also East Havens Music. These guys are amazing with whatever they do. They are a music shop. If you need musical equipment, these are the guys that you should look out to. They are on Facebook, they are on Twitter, and they are everywhere. You can check them out, and you can also come in store. They have lovely stuff all over the place. They will assist you and help you get whatever dream that you have been dreaming about for so long. One more time, a warm welcome to the Sound of Silence with myself, DrumPIPO. Stay tuned. The Sound of Silence with DrumPIPO. All right, welcome back to the Sound of Silence with myself, DrumPIPO, and you know how we do it every single Saturday. Today, I'm super excited about my guest. Look, she's one of my favorites. Like I told you, she is one of my favorites, and I'm super excited about it. I can't wait any longer. Mabongi,
hi.
Welcome to the Sound of Silence.
Thank you so much, man, and thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. So tell me, who is Mabongi?
Mabongi, as I like saying, is just the girl next door. Literally, you know, it's Mabongi is just she's a sister, a friend, a music lover.
Yeah.
I'm an aunt. I love kids. Okay, maybe I love my nephews and nieces, but I think I love kids.
Yeah.
I love spending time with all those kids, you know, my sister's children.
Yeah.
I'm a worship leader, you know, I'm a friend, I'm a music teacher. Yeah, I'm basically the girl next door.
That's right.
Yeah.
You started singing at 2.
Yeah, I was actually very young. I think maybe I was around, I think my early memories are around 4 years old.
Okay.
That a bit I do remember, because when I was in primary school, I started school a bit early. So my mom says I didn't want to stay at home. So they're like, and both my parents, were teachers. They are retired now. And then my mom says I didn't want to stay at home. Every morning we used to be washed. She's like, you know what, let me just take her to school with me. And that's how I actually started school, you know. So I started school earlier, and you know, at school there are those choirs and stuff like that. That's where everything kind of took off. I don't remember much about my early days of school and stuff, but I remember the music part. I don't know, somehow it just got engraved in me. So there's this choir of all the babies in the school, like all the kids, and there's no harmony there. Everybody sings in unison. I went there only one day. When I got home, I was so mad. My mom, whenever she tells this story, she laughs and cries tears, because she's like, you were so small, but then you just couldn't take it.
You were the only one harmonizing.
Yes, like there was no harmony there. And I was telling my mom, I am not going back there. But they're like, you're too young for the big kids choir. I'm like, no, let me try, you know. And so that's kind of how everything kind of took off.
Did you have like any of your parents being in music?
Not really. Well, at home there's just that culture of music, you know.
Yeah,
my
everyone's
parents,
singing.
Yeah, my parents, my grandparents, my nieces, my uncles, you know, my cousins. Everybody has just got that music thing. But not really. You know how you just grow up and before you go to sleep, you'll sing and pray and go to sleep. That's it. So that's the kind of music that I've been exposed to my whole life.
Really? And then were you like from a pastoral family or something of some sort?
Not even.
So where did the music come about?
I really don't know, because the only person is a pastor. Okay, 2 of my uncles are pastors, and these.
But uncles are like far away.
Yeah, no, not really actually. But the whole pastoral thing only started like when I was a bit older. But growing up, no, not really. No one, like my parents are not pastors.
Wow.
No one really around me or in my family are pastors. So I don't know, this thing has just always been there.
Yeah, it's just a gift.
I guess so.
No, it's great. It's great. You're on your 3rd album.
year. Well, yeah, we can call it the third album because I released my debut album. Then I released like a deluxe album. And then this one. So
okay, so if you compare this one that you've just released to the first one, what will you say is the difference that you see?
think even
considering sound and everything.
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
There are some other songs from my first album that I did on this album. So I think in terms of sound and the way I treat the songs, I think there's just a difference. I was a bit younger then, and this is like fast forward 5 years later. So in terms of sound, yes, there has been, growth there. Well, I hope.
Yeah, definitely.
There's been a change. There's just been a whole lot of different things, but the sound more or less is still there. It's still kind of the same. Yeah.
And you studied music. You studied jazz.
I studied jazz.
Wow. I admire people who study jazz,
It's not as easy as it looks.
No, it's
people
not.
were like, I remember when I was at home and I'd get, how when you're young and you're towards matric, adults and your peers, they ask, so what are you going to do after matric?
Right.
Both, I'm like, no, I'm going to go and study music. Like everybody I met was, are you crazy? Can you even study music? That's the first question that I'd get. Like, can you even study music? Like, what do you mean? Like, you can sing already. What do you mean? You don't need to study music.
And in West Africa, funny enough, they say music is not job.
No,
that's what they say. So when you say I'm going to study music, your parents are like, what? What's wrong with you?
My mother, she was like, you're gonna go and be a drug addict, and oh my gosh, I don't want to lose my child. You're gonna be into all this. I'm like, no, mama, I'll still be going to church. I'll still, be at church. The way you raised me, it's still going to be.
Right.
Because in my mom's head, musicians are just crazy people.
Oh, that's what everybody thinks.
Yeah.
But look at us.
No.
I mean, look at you.
So yeah, man, it's been like that, and studying music, that course really taught me a whole lot. Discipline. There was a lot of work that we had to do, and in over a short space of time sometimes. And you know how being a student, some other things are like, I'll see it.
Yeah.
Before you know it, exams are here. You've got projects, you've got exams, you've got to submit this, you've got to do this, and you're kind of losing your mind. So I actually learned a lot about myself then, I didn't know like I could be stretched like that and actually still survive it. There's a time though when I finished my diploma, I kind of took a break. I kind of took a break, like a 3-year break. Then I went back to finish my degree, because what I did was like first year, second year, third year, fourth year, and then I flunked, I think, improvisation. They call it advanced improvisation. I'm like, I'm not doing this, so I left. About three years later or so, I went back. I'm like, no, what?
Was it too difficult, or was it because you didn't concentrate much on it, or you thought it was not relevant?
By the time I was doing my fourth year, that's when I started recording my first album.
Okay.
So not that, obviously studio didn't keep me away from school. They worked according to me, you know. They're like, okay, when can you do studio next? Literally, that album was recorded that whole year. I mean, it was actually just 10 songs. You know, it's something you can do like in a month or less. And the songs were there already. And, the music had been laid down in studio. Like, it was just me who needed to come in. And I wanted to do my own backings. And I know, I wanted to do my own backings. Like, no, I hear some kind of sound in my head. So I wanted it to. So I grabbed my younger sister, Akani. She's got like a higher range than me. So she'd help me with the sopranos and stuff like that. But then I wanted to do my own BBs because I've got in my head it sounds a certain way. So that whole year, my first album was recorded, just 10 tracks, but it was literally done in a full year because I didn't want school to be, kind of be at the backseat and stuff like that. So I think the reason why I think I kind of flunked that one subject was it was really difficult. So improvisation was not easy, and my piano skills are not that fluent. So it's important that you have an instrument, you work it out, and chords, and you must sing the right things, and blah, 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 blah. So I dropped that one subject, and I was like, I don't have the strength to come back. And things were kind of starting to take off for me. So I'd get a bit busy, but it would not be that bad. I mean, it was just one subject. So I just left it there. I'm like, okay, I need a break from this.
But you came back to do it, right?
I went back to do it, and I finally graduated. Was it 2 years ago? Something like that.
Well done.
Thank you so much.
At the end of the day, you have what you needed.
I'm done.
And actually studying music is just to bring you up, to lift you up a little bit.
Oh, yes, so true.
The actual thing is being on the stage.
Yes.
Yeah, because you can't compare the studies to the practicality.
Oh my word.
No, you can't.
A friend of mine, I bumped into him the other day, like, dude, when we were studying, I wish somebody there would have been a course called The Real World.
Yeah.
Because when you're studying, it's so different. It's like theory. Now you have to live this thing like practically out there and stuff like that. So, it's totally different thing. But I'm so grateful that I studied.
There's so much that you don't even need in the study when you are on the real stage.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. That is so true. But like for me, when I came from home, because the background that I have of music is, I grew up in a church where there was no band.
Okay.
So everything we just sang in our
Acapella,
church. I was so grateful for that because my ear kind of grew in that environment and stuff like that. So when I came up to Gauteng and I'm like, okay, there are bands, and I was like, oh, okay, so it was a bit it's fancy here. Where I come from, we just use our mouths and our hands, we sing and bless the Lord, and that's it. So when I came up here, my ear was not that developed because I'm just used to that hymns and stuff like that. That's the kind of sound that I grew up on.
Wow.
So when I actually started studying, I could tell that my ear is starting to hear differently now. Yes. It's starting to kind of open up.
Identify notes and all that. Yeah.
So that was really interesting for me. Great. It was really, really interesting. And I'm actually grateful that I did study.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So what are you performing for us today? It has to be 2 songs.
Let's keep it a surprise. You guys will see it when we do it.
Really?
I know you love it, though. I know you love it.
I will love it. No, definitely. I love the music, and I have no doubt.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I can't wait any longer. The stage is all yours. Please do your first song, and then we'll come back and have some more chat.
Let's do it.
Thank you so much.
All right. Look at me and answer. Oh, Lord, my God. Give light to mine eyes, oh Lord, nothing without you. Look at me and answer, oh Lord, my God, God. Oh,
All right, welcome back to the Sound of Silence. And you heard that performance. I mean, that voice was magnificent. My sister, how do you do that? How do you hit those notes? Is it the training, or is it the background, or is it what you feel, or how do you get those notes right?
I think that's a difficult question, to try and explain it. But I think it's just a lot of elements that go into this thing. Well, obviously the background played a major role.
Yeah.
The training, even just took that to the next level as well. As we were talking about it, that I hear kind of differently, and I got fascinated by this sound. Like if a song is just straight, somehow I get to hear things that are outside the melody or outside the conventional harmony. So that's kind of how my head is right now, and that is so fascinating for me.
That's right.
So it's actually a whole lot of stuff, and just singing throughout all these years, you pick up stuff along the way and stuff like that. So it's quite a lot of elements in there.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I have seen you worked with so many artists. Who are some of the guys that you really, really enjoy working with, that if they call you anytime, you will be there, whether rain or shine?
Yes. I think working with Bishop Benjamin Dube was an experience for me. It was really, really cool. He's a really cool guy, so chilled and all that stuff. Togozo Bambo, that was really, really cool as well. Those, like, for me, those were like top of my list. And I felt like, okay, this happened quicker than I expected it, because I thought it was going to be a struggle for me to get there, and maybe one day, I'll get to do something with them. But it actually happened like quicker, like within months of each other, literally, So that was really, really, really cool. And, for me, those two, if they can be like, hey, I'm doing something, I definitely jump. I love working with Bega as well. Bega is a dope musician,
That's
and even
right. That's right.
Super, super cool bass player. And he's oh my gosh, he's such an amazing human, generally. So he's a really awesome person to be around.
And for the international market, who are the guys that you are eyeing?
Oh, wow. I think Jonathan McReynolds.
Okay.
Tasha Cobbs.
Do you have contact with any of them yet?
Not yet, but it's gonna happen really soon.
It could be even today. You never know.
It's gonna happen really soon.
You never know.
But I think for me the highlight, because somebody whom I thought was, such, okay, for lack of a better word, like a legend, would be Pastor Don McClurkin. So when he came to SA, I got the opportunity to meet him and to actually sing with him,
Oh, wow.
So I remember this one day, it was such a big deal. I think I still have that screenshot. I think I still have that screenshot. So I was supposed to do this other show in Durban. I think Tamela Man and Tasha were supposed to come. And so I posted about that, right? And so he comes in and he comments, and then he tags Tamela Man and Tasha Cobbs. So he's like, Tasha, you will definitely love Mabongi. Dude, look, man, like that was like, okay,
look at God.
I'm done.
I mean, look at God.
For me, that was it. I was super excited. I was like, okay, screen grab. I definitely kept that. So
you should print it and frame it and put it in your office.
I definitely will. Actually, Facebook was reminding me of that clip recently, because it happened a couple of years ago. But you know how this is what happened, a few years ago. So I look at that video, I'm like, oh my gosh, did that really happen? Because I've got that thing when something happens, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But it kind of hits me when I'm home, like, my word,
that's right.
What just happened? It's
that's
like
right.
the first recording we did with Bishop Benjamin Dube, Sanctified in His Presence, Okay, so rehearsals happened, and after the recording, I get home and I can't sleep. I'm literally playing the whole night in my head, like, okay, guys, can someone tell me what just
Wake
happened?
Me up from the dream.
Yes, when I got home, that's when it really hit me. So God has really been so good to me.
Excellent. And you've won some awards as well. I mean, personally, tell us a little bit about those awards.
with these, sometimes I even forget about them,
Yeah.
you know, because my focus is really not there. Of course, it's a great thing when people recognize what you're doing and, you know, kind of say, okay, you're doing a great job and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But I think my first one was at the Crown Gospel Awards,
Yeah.
where I won Best Jazz Song, and that was my debut album. I was losing my mind as well. And the same thing happened.
The one that kept you out of school.
Can I not put it that way?
So you see, at the end of the day, I mean, you see what it had to be done. Yeah?
Oh man! But well, the bottom line is I went back and I finished my degree. So
Yeah.
that's the important part.
Yeah.
I was losing my mind that day. I also could not sleep because I was just playing the night over and over. It's like when they called my name. You know how you're like,
Is that me?
I hope I win it, but even if I don't win, it's okay.
Yeah.
You know, the people who have been around and da 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 da. But when they actually called my name, I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm walking up and I'm like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, you know. So it was such an amazing one. And
That's right.
I think I also at the Ngoma Awards for Best Songwriter,
Yeah.
Sansa Gospel Award for Best Female. I was nominated again last year at the Crown Gospel Awards for
Excellent.
Best Female as well. So I really forget about these because I can't even see, like, you know, the trophies daily because they sit
Yeah.
in my pastor's office.
Oh.
I literally go and leave them there. Okay, this is your
I'm
work.
sure he'll
so
be proud to see them every morning. Say, that's my girl. Great achievement.
They just sit there in his office.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, excellent. So where can people find your music?
My music is everywhere, like literally. It's on like all the online stores. It's
Yeah.
there, you know, if you want a
Physical copies?
copy. Yeah. It's there in all the music shops, anywhere and everywhere.
Yeah.
It's there everywhere. So you can download it on, you know, iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, all that stuff. You can walk into Musica, you'll definitely find a copy. So my music is easily accessible.
Excellent.
It's
Tell
there.
me, I want to ask you one thing. What scares you the most in the industry? When you look at the whole industry, what's your biggest fear?
Oh my word! My biggest fear is you mean just generally,
Yeah.
or for me personally?
For you personally?
Cause my fear is waking up. Well, probably what happened overnight, but not being relevant at that time. For me, I feel like, okay, I want to be relevant to people at that time. Obviously, it's not something that I think of, okay, I think what will be relevant for them, it's this. I have to hear from God in terms of which direction to take and stuff like that. But for me, I don't want to be that guy who's like, yeah, okay, she's got a great voice, but what exactly is she saying? You
Yeah.
know, what is she
Yeah.
doing? People
Yeah.
can't hear the message that you're trying to convey. For me, that's really, really scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the people that are looking up to you and wanting to be Mabongi one day, what is your piece of advice to them?
I'd say be you. I think it's important to learn from other people. Yes, we learn from others.
That's a very big statement. When you say be you,
yes.
so many people don't know who they are.
Oh my word.
You know, so when you say be you, it's
my word.
scary.
Yes, because people.
Yeah.
That's actually so true, and that's actually something that we really, really need to find out.
Yeah.
Because, I'm just reminded of a few years back when I was still back at home before I came up to Gauteng. I used to spend a lot of time with my sister Adventure. I learned so much from her. You know,
Yeah.
she's a brilliant songwriter. You know, I actually do some of her songs in my albums and stuff like that. She's a great songwriter, and we used to spend a lot of time together, and such that people would be, oh my gosh, you guys sound the same, and I was like, no, we don't sound the same. But then we were singing at a church service somewhere, and somebody recorded, and I got to
listened.
see. I'm like, oh my gosh,
That's a photocopy of myself.
I'm like, oh my gosh, I actually do sound like my sister because, you know, she's someone that I looked up to and that I really, really, really admire and stuff like that. We literally look the same, but then we sounded the same, I meant to say. And then she moved away from home. She went to study further, but then I was still back at home. That separation was a place where I was able to find out who I was in terms of sound, that whole thing, because then what I was hearing a lot was her, and automatically I was becoming like her. And growing up, I think this is one thing I'm grateful for, because we were not exposed to a lot of music at home. You know how these days music is literally
everywhere
at our fingertips. You know, my 4-year-old nephew sings all sorts of songs. You know, but back then we were not exposed to a lot. It's like you had to buy a cassette or a CD. And you know,
and the only time you get to play it is when you insert it in that tape.
Yeah, when it's in tape or in a CD.
Yeah.
And because we did not have a lot of that at home, when my sister left, she's the one person as well who would introduce me to other songs and new songs and stuff like that. But then when she left, I still continued to sing and I'd still practice, but I was not listening to a lot of stuff. That whole adventure thing kind of started to fall off.
Yes.
And I found my own voice.
That's
you
right.
know.
That's
and
right.
sometimes listening to a lot of music, you pick up a whole lot of stuff. That's the thing about being a singer. You don't have to literally check something to start sounding like that. All you have to do is just listen to it, and you know, your subconscious kind of takes it in. And it happens to me when I find a new album, I play it day and night, every single day, you know. And a week later, I'm like, hey, why am I kind of singing like, you know, the little things that like, okay, what's this? Where did I pick it up? And then it comes, okay, you've been playing this one album this whole week. So you kind of pick up small things. So that I feel like for me, it's really, really important to, in the midst of a whole lot of music that we're exposed to, and just try to find yourself, try to find what works for you.
Your comfort zone.
Your comfort zone, yes. And work with that, sharpen that, clean that up. That for me is really, really important. So for people who would say, I want to be like Mabongi, yes, you can pick up, okay, I like how she does this and that, but kind of have your own way, do it your own way. It is important, obviously. We learn from others, but still kind of have your own way of doing it, you know.
That's right.
Your own way that makes you original, that makes you unique. So to somebody who would say, I want to be like Mabongi one day, we kind of spoke about it earlier, you know, that for me that some of who Mabongi is today is literally my background, is going to school, working with different musicians, being at my church. I promise you, being a worship leader in my church, I'm so grateful for that experience because it has shaped me to be the person that I am today. So it's a whole lot of stuff that I went through that shaped the person that I am today. I'm so grateful for that.
Excellent.
So if you want to be like Mabongi, it means then you must start church back there and study music and be a worship leader. Well, obviously journeys are different, but then what I would say is practice. So practice. Clean up your craft, you know, work at it and be great at it. That is something as well that is going to help you stand out, because a whole lot of people are gifted out there, but work on your craft, you know, especially with singers. You know, with singers we can get lazy sometimes.
That's true.
You know, I know I used to practice a lot when I was studying because school, you know, needed and required me to do that. But then after I left school, my hours of practice, you know, went down and I kept busy, even lower and lower and lower. But this is something that I've adopted again. I'm back to practicing again. I'm back to checking out things. I'm back to, you know, sharpening my ear. So all that stuff, it is really, really, really important.
Excellent. So how can people get hold of you?
I'm there. I'm everywhere. Social media is easy.
The easiest way.
Yeah, that's the easiest way. The other day, someone actually inboxed me on Instagram. I've got my Facebook page, and then I've got like my personal account, which has reached the limit of 5,000 anyway. And someone kind of inboxed me on Instagram and just said, "Hi, Sis Mabongi, is this really you?" You know, for me that was really fun. I was like, "Yeah, it's me." Why? Like
what do you expect?
So they thought maybe it's someone who's like maybe managing but it's really me. Like I respond to stuff when people ask me something, I respond to that and stuff like that. So on Instagram, I actually have the same handle everywhere, so that it can be easier for people. So it's at I am Mabongi on Instagram, Twitter, on Facebook. Well, my personal account is Mabongi Mabaso, but that one doesn't really matter. You know, but everywhere else is just at I am Mabongi.
Great.
That's how people can find me.
Great. I can't wait any longer. The stage is all yours. I want to hear that second song. I want that goosebumps again. So please give it to me. It's all yours. Take it away.
Thanks,
Thank you so much. All right, guys, that's it for the day. And you heard that ministration or performance or whatever it is. I don't even know what to call it, but I mean, I just felt all the goosebumps all over my body, and I knew that some notes were hit. Something was happening. Thank you so much for hanging out with myself and Mabongi on the Sound of Silence this Saturday. And God bless. I will see you next week. Stay safe. Peace out.